Go yourself. Is that clear?
What's up, guys? Bowtied Owl here, body language expert. Today we have another spicy video to analyze. We've got Elon Musk telling advertisers to stop advertising on Twitter, now X, and telling Disney, more specifically Bob Iger, to F off and stop blackmailing them. This video serves as an excellent case study in body language analysis, which we'll break down in a moment. Andrew Ross Sorkin is the interviewer in this video, and obviously we have Musk, the assertive interviewee. Lastly, don't forget to check out my Twitter, @bowtied_owl, where we cover all sorts of tips, breakdown, and just tons of alpha over there if you're interested in learning more about body language.
What was that trip like? And obviously, you know that there's a public perception that, and you're clarifying this now.
All right, as always, we start with opening body language, and we see Musk presenting some open and square in a nice power stance. His legs are crossed confidently with his left knee angled outward, conveying the self-assurance yet readiness to engage as his gaze fixes on Sorkin. Sorkin, in contrast, sits a little bit less imposing. His legs are crossed in a more defensive or feminine posture. His papers are in hand, suggesting a subconscious shield. Still, he pivots outwards to the audience, balancing public focus with exchanges with Musk.
But there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
The first striking moment of body language is observed immediately as Musk expresses his wish for advertisers to cease their campaigns. In this instant, Musk directs his gaze upwards, diverting from both the audience and Sorkin, projecting the statement not just to those present, but beyond, as if making a grand declaration. Shortly thereafter, Musk establishes intense eye contact with Sorkin. His lips are pressed together, his brows are furrowed in a subtle display of seriousness or concern, intensifying the gravity of his words. You'll see that each utterance of "I hope they stop" is accompanied by the same repeated gesture of looking up. It's a physical echo to his verbal emphasis, underscoring that his words are not just a casual comment, but a deliberate message. And when Sorkin probes with "You don't want them to advertise?" Musk's response is punctuated with a slight smirk as he confirms with a straightforward no. And this fleeting smirk could reveal a mix of Musk's confidence in his stance and perhaps a trace of amusement at the situation or the question itself. You'll see in a moment that as the discussion intensifies, Sorkin seeks deeper insight, asking, "What do you mean?" steering the conversation to its core. Musk, in response, glances upward and to the right while addressing the topic of blackmail, and this is a gesture often associated with the mental recall of real events or emotional processing.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
But
go yourself. Is that clear?
All right, so Musk delivers a resolute message in response. If someone is going to blackmail me with money, go F yourself. And we observe Sorkin's immediate contemplative reaction as his eyelids lower and his gaze drops, his left hand rising to graze his mouth and chin, and this is just a classic gesture of concern or potentially thought. So in stark contrast, we see Musk's own reaction is pivotal. As he articulates this bold rebuke, he directs his gaze upwards and away from Sorkin and over the audience, a visual reach to a broader horizon. And in this moment, both of his hands rise to form the OK gesture. This choice of gesture during such a defiant proclamation is very telling. Traditionally associated with a coordinate correctness, the OK sign here is repurposed as a symbol of Musk's unyielding stance, his autonomy over the situation, and his readiness to confront opposition. It's a potent signal of completeness and assurance, an embodiment of Musk's message that he is unshakable despite the provocations he faces.
I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
well, let me ask you then.
So we see Elon go for his water here as his head starts bobbing around a bit more, and maybe he's feeling some tension over the bold statement he just spouted. It could be he's now turning over those wild words in his mind or even just hit with the impact of it all. But it does seem like any nerves pass quick as he chills out again pretty fast.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
How do you think then about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
GFY.
When Elon spells out GFY, he makes this gesture with his left hand where his thumb and index finger press together as he enunciates each letter. And it's like he's pinching each initial to add an extra visual zing to an already spicy snap, basically underscoring to drive his "go F yourself" home, making sure those letters stab very sharply. He's leaving zero wiggle room on where he stands here.
I understand that, but there's a reality too, right?
Yes. No.
I mean, Linda
no,
Yaccarino's right here, and she's got to sell advertising.
After that GFY bit, Elon gets a bit fidgety here, and you can see it in his feet and his hands. He also brings that water up to his chest now, kind of putting up a barrier. It looks like some nerves are kicking in after those harsh words, but it does pass quickly as he settles back down. It's still interesting to catch those cracks in the tough facade here, and he's mostly cool, but maybe felt the sting from his own spice after all.
Absolutely. So, totally. No. Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company.
And do you think that
and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
But there.
When Elon warns advertisers could kill the company, you can see he's switching to serious mode here. The water cup's still acting like a shield across his chest, his lips are pursed tight, and his head swiveling, scanning the room as he lays out this message. He's making eye contact around the audience, wanting to drive home the gravity here. The body cues show he's chosen this hill to stand on, even if it means getting mowed down by those corporate giants. This is conviction with consequences flashing before our eyes.
Those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say,
tell it to Earth.
But they're going to say, Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things, and that they were inappropriate things, and that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? That's what they're going to say.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
So okay, this goes back to
we'll both make our cases,
right,
and we'll see what the outcome is.
What are the economics of that for you? I mean, you have enormous resources, so you can actually keep this company going for a very long time. Would you keep it going for a long time if there was no advertising?
I mean, if the company fails because of an advertiser boycott, it will fail because of an advertiser boycott. And that will be what bankrupted the company, and that's what everybody on Earth will know.
But what do you think then of the, again, this goes back to the idea of trust, though.
Then it'll be gone. And it'll be gone because of an advertiser boycott.
But you recognize that some of those people are going to say that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform. And I just wonder and ask you and think about that for a second.
Tell it to the judge.
But the judge is going to be...
the judge is the public.
And there you have it, folks. Elon's wild ride of an interview broken down start to finish. We've seen him flex from chest-thumping defiance to slight faltering to grave appeals, his body language morphing with each twist. He's someone ready to square up verbally, yet still show some reflexive nerves and contemplation. He stands firm on his message, even understanding its weight. In the end, the defiant brinkmanship resolves a stern warning. Advertisers could crush all he's built unless he kowtows. For now, Musk projects vigor and autonomy, using potent visual markers to underscore his convictions, but perhaps recognizing the true scale of forces posed against him. His steely facade betrays some honest self-reflection. And love him or hate him, you can't say the man lacks heart in his beliefs, even facing immovable objects like Disney. The nonverbals say what the words try to mask at times, and where it goes from here, only Elon knows. Want to learn more about body language? Don't forget to like, share, and follow for more content like this. And be sure to download your free copy of Read the Room using the link in my bio. It's a comprehensive guide to understanding nonverbal communication.